Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK, welcome back to Ravenloft, and welcome back to the scorching sands and treacherous deserts of Harakir. And I hope that you are all doing very, very well. A massive thank you to everyone joining us already. Papa Dragon, Phantom, Scrappy the Goblin, welcome everyone. Good to see you all, my friends. Thank you. And those other ones looking over there as well. Thank you. And of course, everyone in the VOD squad catching up with us wherever and whenever you can. Thank you so much. Speaking of thank yous, let us shout out to the wonderful people over at Sirenscape for allowing us to put music and sound effects in our players' ears wherever they are on the planet. And for all of you lovely people too, get yourself a free 30-day trial over there. Fantastic sounds for your games. And that said, let us also say a massive thank you to those wonderful folks at CZRPG who have given us the awesome one-shot setting of Rockfort, available as a giveaway today. That is open right now. ! Enter over there in chat for your chance to win the fantastic stuff from CZRPG. Really good encounter design and NPCs and original monsters and magic items, all that kind of stuff. Bellager, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. And we are also thankful to the wonderful folks over at Nathrax 3D Minis and Phoenix Dice, who have both given us wonderful coupon codes to give to you lovely people over there. Boop. There you go. The code Odyssey of Phoenix Dice will get you 15% off, as will QuestJunkiesUK over on Nathrax. Beautiful dice. Beautiful things. Phantom, yeah, it's the same one as yesterday, yeah. We at the moment we're doing the same CZRPG thing all week, each week. But next week will be a new one. So yes, you can get 15% off all those wonderful people there. Do check them out and see if there is anything you would like in your D&D collection, because there is lots and lots of rather spiffy things over there. Now, last but not least by any means, let us also shout out the fabulous Emma City Arts, who did our beautiful character art here. Yes, it's been exciting. We've had the nice reveals recently of our new summer campaign art that came out. We started our last session, the first session, sorry, on Saturday, and we did the big reveal as, yes, it is indeed not a pirate adventure, but a Spelljammer adventure. So yes, they have left on the back of a giant space whale flying into the depths of wild space. And we shall see. It's going to be just as much of a pirate romp as it was going to be before, just in the Astral Sea as opposed to the Sword Coast Sea instead. Or the Sea of Swords? What's the actual ocean called? It was called Sword Coast. What's the actual ocean called?
Sword Ocean?
Sea.
Ocean?
Is it the
Sword Sea?
The Sword Sea? Is it? I think it is the Sword Sea. Actually,
Sword
yes.
Sea. Sorcerer Sea.
Sword Servers.
That was Ursula Le Guin's first title. You know, the Sorcerer of the Sword Sea. And no. Earthsea. There we go.
My favorite Harry Potter book.
Okay. Crossing all the streams. Okay, now let us say another thank you and welcome to these fine adventurers. We are unfortunately without Esmeralda once more, as she is off questing in the far-off fantasy realm of Canadia, and questing for maple syrup and all sorts of things. And
we have other things.
I know, Tim Hortons, I'm sorry. Now! Sorry, I'm just going with what I know. Sorcerers, indeed.
It's my next player character.
Excellent, Phantom, I hope you enjoyed
A sorcerer. Can't wait.
Sorcerer. Well, that's what Esmeralda is. She's a Blade Song wizard.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was thinking like a Hexblade Warlock, but yeah.
Blade Singer, sorry.
Yeah.
High five to you, my lad. Yes, unfortunately, Marin is away, but will be back with us very, very soon. Do not fear. And we are also missing our fair Corby as well, who is still just as kidnapped as he was at the end of our session. Right. By which I mean his character, not him. He's I promise.
He's
he might
missing.
not
I don't
be.
know where he
might not
is.
be.
I don't know what happened.
Those American schools are pretty rough. Watch out. Okay.
That's such a dark joke. Like, that has such a dark underpinning, John.
Yes, I didn't think of so. Fair enough.
We don't have kidnappings here yet, so it's okay. It's still an appropriate joke for that.
Okay. Just say the gators got him.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
no, those kids! They're teaching him science.
Beyond, I'm interested to stay offline, but I'm gonna stand up and own up to it and ask you online here in front of everybody.
Will you marry me?
Already taken, sorry, mate. I inadvertently tickled you with a mention of Sobex last week. And-
Sobek, the alligator god?
Right, yeah, but it is also the crocodile race in the Cobalt Press version of like Southlands, their race there. And I was just like, there are no Sobex here, and you just bust up laughing. He was like, that was a really good one. And I was like, yeah. So
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
quite
you
funny.
didn't get the joke you made?
Well, I didn't make that's the thing. I wasn't making a joke. I was like, "What? What was that? Was so funny?" So it is actually a crocodilian race in Cobalt Presses.
Cool. I didn't know that. I'm only familiar with the alligator god of the Nile.
Indeed, yes, indeed. That's where that comes from. And then, of course, we have the little cat friends that you met up there in the top of the map there.
He's also named for an Egyptian god.
Basteti, yes, Basteti, which is from the Bastet, of course. Okay, so good luck, everyone. Good luck with that giveaway over there, and welcome in. Now, let us meet these adventurers after we hear where they are at right now. They have travelled through the mists to the desert realm of Harakir with its undying pharaoh and the new kids on the block. The new gods. The new gods kicking around, as they discovered last time, as they were travelling across salt flats in the North Desert there, and rather inclement conditions descended upon them, and they were looking for shelter when all of a sudden, just as Bjorn had summoned his sand horse, the salt flats beneath them erupted as a giant sand spider plunged out of its webbed-filled lair and dragged Asara beneath the sands of this domain of dread. A battle ensued with some wild magic crackling off and going around. Edgar was briefly a sea cucumber, and and then the battle was joined, and Asara was saved, and the beast was slain. After taking shelter in the sand spider's lair for a while, they continued on towards the bent pyramid there, a very interesting pyramid which climbs up at a steep angle before showering off and then continuing up to the point at the top, but completely solid with no means of entering it to the interior. They were not sure quite what to do, and as the evening chill settled in, as it is one of those places where it's horribly cold at night and then viciously hot during the day, they used shaped stone to create themselves a little shelter, and shared said shelter with their little Basteti friend, the merchant that came toddling out of the sands, our friend Benimba. There she is. She's a cutie. Hello. With a little
Takes me back to when I used to play Monster Hunter.
with her little yeah. She did whip up a meal of oversized proportions just for you.
Love it.
Lots of inspiration for like fantasy, like Humblewood and things, kind of kitchens from those cutscenes from that game.
Oh, I love that.
So good. And yes, little Benemba here was relaxing with you, and her unknowingly her life was alternately in peril, under suspicion, tolerated, appreciated, and then back under peril through miscommunication.
Why is she back into peril?
Because at the end, when you said we're going to kill them, right? You were talking about the pharaoh, but Asara assumed you meant the Basteti.
No.
But it was cleared up. It was cleared up. No.
Right.
Yes.
Right before bed, I was like,
I was like, what did I say? Hold on.
I just rolled over to Asara. I was like, we're definitely going to kill them, right? And Asara thought I meant Benemba.
Yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
no, the pharaoh guy. We're gonna kill the pharaoh, right? And then Asara was like, just go to sleep. Oh my god.
Stop talking out loud. Bjorn, please.
Care. She's a cat.
Edgar, you would remember that Madame Eva, the embodiment of the Archfey that is the Lady of the Forest Thane, whose spirit you are trying to retrieve from Harakir here, did kind of suggest that you kind of get in and out without engaging the Dread Lord of the domain on any high level. Hey, Mike, somebody percept Mike. This is a pitiful stealth check. Easy to get, surely. Come on.
How do I do this?
Exclamation as perception. Get him! Get him, Bjorn!
Get him!
Yeah! Got him!
A very middling roll, but I got him.
It'll do. Okay. Sorry, excuse us. And yes, you were talking with Benemba here, and you learnt as she came to trust you, and as outsiders, was able to feel free to talk a little more casually than perhaps you would in the other places under the eyes of the children of Anktepot, the animal-headed high priests of his religion here. And all of the various snitches and gossips and all the dangers of the built-up areas of this domain. But with you out here in the middle of the desert with no one listening in, she felt comfortable to explain how her race, named as they are after one of the forbidden elder gods, forgotten and driven out by Actipot and his installation of false gods. Although she seems to think they were relatively real and attunes various abilities to them. She said that her and the other Bastetti, as well as those named after Bastet and the other gods, were forgotten and banished away, and that things were pretty rough here in Harakia. Domain of Dread kind of stuff going on. So.
It's kind of in the whole name of it, though. It's a dreadful domain.
Right. Now, my friends, you, if you have not already, may take the benefits of a long rest.
Woo!
Yay! That's needed.
I think Benemba is playing a little reed flute when she's not before everyone goes to sleep. not like when she's on watch, just obnoxiously. He's like, shut up, Benemba. But no.
Wait, who's watching her?
Who watches the watcher? Indeed.
Well,
Okay.
I said that part of the condition of this cat lady being here was that we'd
Is that
all
one of
take
us always?
shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always up with the cat lady.
But there's only 3 of you with. Oh no, because Esmeralda says
4. Yeah.
Sorry.
Esmeralda.
She's here. She might be in Canada, but she's here in spirit.
Esmeralda is here. Marin is not.
She's just extremely quiet.
Very. Also quiet. Hang
She's
on,
like really into reading now.
I'll get her out on the thing, and that will remind me that she's actually here. Oop. She's hiding behind Asara. There we go. Go and stand up there.
Can she? Is she taller than me?
Not in the art as is. I don't think so. Okay, so I should put her up there as a reminder. Right, okay, my friends, you are inspired by our fine folks in chat, rested thanks to the nice long night here, re-equipped with the little bits and bobs that you bought from. Oh, good lord, Scrappy the Goblin, thank you so much. Five gifted subs. You're absolute legend. Thank you, my friend.
Emma City Art is watching? Oh my god.
What?
Oh.
It's like
Oh no, these are people who have connected to the channel at some point in the past. when you do gifted subs, it does that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like sometimes you
Too
get a
bad.
notification pop up. It's
I
like,
wanted to thank her
haven't watched
live
that
for
channel
art.
for ages and ages. Yes, Emma is. I mean, potentially, she would be awake at this time. So. Emma, if you're there, speak to us. But Scrappy, thank you so much. Thank you.
Are you there?
Me like telepathically trying to commute to like people in like alternate dimensions the same way I'm communicate with my sand horse.
Indeed.
I have to check how long Fine Steed lasts, by the way.
I think it's just until it passes away, is it not?
Until the horse dies?
Well, I mean, if you get into combat, it's in there.
That's fair, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't die; it just poofs out of existence in a shower of sparks.
So I just woke up from a long rest, and this sand horse is still around.
I'm gonna double check actually because I don't know. I'm going like I'm going on the bag of tricks rules, so it might not be the same. But
Now,
actually,
the casting time is 10 minutes,
That's
and it
casting
says
time.
the duration is instantaneous.
Okay.
So that's just the spell of summoning it.
Yeah.
But the
It'll
creature itself, I don't.
say. It should say. If you click on the name of the spell, it'll give you the full details.
Yeah. I'm reading the long list.
Pulling up the character sheet. While you're doing that, Edgar, who are you in real life? Who are you playing, and where are they at? As you awake, rested, and slightly sandy, hits course. It gets everywhere.
Of course.
Hell yeah! Beat me to it.
Let's get it. I had to get it out there before. I hear it so much.
Well, I am Mason, and I play Edgar Phelan, the Spore Druid Mapak. And, currently, Edgar experienced some positives, some negatives. He turned into a sea cucumber. Now he gets to turn others into sea cucumbers. He feels uncomfortable in this weather, but new friend. And at the end of the night, when at the Bjorn's suggestion of the Dreadlord, Edgar immediately crawled up Bjorn and was like, "No," on his nose.
Look, I'm just saying it might become a possibility. It's not on my to-do list, but if it finds its way there...
Bjorn, we had a strict warning.
I would love to not meet the Dreadlord of any Dread domains. I'm just saying, we're not that lucky.
Hey Dan, how you doing? One of them was in chat. not Emma, but Yellow Snowman Dan. Okay, Asara, how about your good self?
I am really annoyed with Esmeralda because she's just sitting here quiet while all these boys have terrible ideas. Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm from Orlando. I am the owner-operator of Vexed Vending, which is a super cool creative vending machine thing. And Asara is trying to make sure that no one gets killed while also practically getting killed. So she's had it.
Big mom energy.
She just forgot to look after herself. Self-care, everyone. Yeah. Self-care. Okay. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Bjorn with his steed, which is here until it drops to 0 hit points or is dismissed by himself.
I'm never dismissing Sandhorse. What do we name Sandhorse? Do you remember?
The first chance I get.
Speedy, I think?
I
don't remember.
It was Speedy.
Yeah, Speedy the Sandhorse. Excellent. Hello, I'm Shez. Shezlens on all socials. Says Shezlens in the chat. Shezlens on the Discord. I'm here in Iwaki with John. Only, probably a few kilometers away. John, I have no idea where you live, actually.
I'll never tell.
Fine. Whatever, it's probably Tyra. Everyone good lives in Tyra. Oh, nice.
Out of the mountains.
Oh my god, never mind. I'll never meet you, John. Bjorn is fresh from his sleep. He wakes up to see his trusty news, his trusty one-day-old spirit steed, the Sandhorse, which is just a camel, you guys. I've been saying Sandhorse, it's just a camel. But what is that word, camel? It's a Sandhorse. Bjorn is, he's not looking for trouble. He's just aware that on these kinds of missions, trouble finds us. Look, if it's a dread domain and there is a dread lord, usually we meet the lord of wherever we're at. We didn't want to meet the Lich King when we were in that weird place where I got my eyes sucked out of me, but we met him because he was the lord of that place, right? We didn't want to kill the werewolf. Well, actually, we did want to kill the werewolf king, but we met him because we were at his place.
Also, not the Dreadlord of Barovia, but it's okay.
Well, he's the lord of his dungeon. He's
sure,
the dungeon
okay.
lord.
Sure.
That's what I meant. Yes. We meet whoever's the head honcho of where we're at, basically.
Scrappy's hoping for the same thing. He's like, yeah, they might invite you for tea again.
Another lich move.
Phantom, thank you for New Clane's gifted sub there. Thank you so much.
Phantom, what's a sub?
What is a sub?
Like subscribe to the channel?
Yes.
I guess I could do that. I don't know. I'm just a guest, you guys. I'm just here to have fun. Hooray, you've earned this subscription badge. Show me.
Do it up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phantom.
Am I subbed now? Oh, I'm subbed.
You are now, yeah.
Thanks, Phantom. I'm subbed on this channel that I'm in. Neat.
Cheers, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's the support my players don't give me. But they do support me by turning up most weeks. except those flighty Canadians. No, it doesn't work because you're one of them and Colby's not. Anyway, that's it. Let us return to the sands of Harakyar. Okay, so our little friend, Benimba, is awake and pottering about, putting her pack back together. Ah, good morning. So, what is the plan? Might I assist you? I'm traveling to Mukhar myself, having gathered the rare cactus flowers I was looking for up in the mountains.
What are your cactus flowers for?
Oh, healing remedies, poultices, and the like. They are on the slopes of the mountains near the Tears of Sek. It is rumored to have incredible healing properties, but the oasis itself is guarded by terrible creatures. And
So how did you get the flowers then? Did you have to fight the creatures?
oh, they grow close enough to reap the benefits of the moisture that evaporates off the oasis and condenses on the rocks around, whilst not having to go close to the oasis itself. They're not as powerful as I would imagine things on the shore would be, but I enjoy my beautiful young fur. I do not want to be prematurely aged by the sphinxes that are rumored to be there.
I lean into Edgar and I'm like, look, if we need to get a Christmas present for her, I know exactly what she wants.
Also, Krieg remembered, talked about having a vision of that oasis and the fact that it could cure Asara of the lycanthropic curse she dwells under.
Did Krieg share that with all of us?
I believe so.
Okay. Then Bjorn, who does not know how to shut up, just goes, oh, we have to actually go there for something. We could what? We do have to go there.
Is this
She
why?
knows the way.
Is this why you have travelled to Harakia? I remember you blurted out last night that you had travelled through the mists and then tried to tell me you had not.
Yeah,
you
what's
comedians.
mist? I've
You're so
never
fun.
heard of mist.
See, there he goes again.
We came to explore for a bit.
Not to throw down any false gods. That was what you were blurting about, Edgar.
We're definitely not planning on killing the new gods. That's not on our to-do list.
Asara is missing Xenakis so much right now.
I pull out an actual list and I say, look, it's nowhere on the list. I told you, and I put it back before she can read it.
Perception check. 21. She's like,
John, you're the DM. You would know what's on the list.
It's like, were you just practicing your signature?
I pull it back out. It's just a million bear paws just stamped on it.
I like this one. She's like, if one of you is afflicted with a terrible, incurable condition, then perhaps the Tears of Sek could be what you are after. I dare not go to the oasis itself, but I can point you in the right direction.
Well, Bjorn, I believe you forgot something on the to-do list, and Edgar yanks it, and then hands it back. You see a raccoon paw print.
Writes a signature.
But he says,
Can neither of us read? We just do our paw prints.
But it says, save Krieg. We don't know.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen our friend in a while.
We don't know where Krieg is.
Hey, so if a big bird guy goes missing, where would he end up?
I do not know, but I know that most newcomers and arrivals in Harakia are brought to Muhar, the capital city.
I mean, that is on the way from the oasis. We could just stop by the oasis on the way to Muhar.
Bjorn, is top bomb. We could die at any moment, especially Krieg right now.
So we should go to the further place first? Are you hearing yourself?
You're pretty equidistant from the two places.
Oh, are we actually? Oh, I thought the Bent Pyramid was much further north than it is.
Yeah, it's underneath. It's underneath where
Where it says Bent Pyramid, I assume.
Benemba's token is.
Oh, okay, that's quite far north.
So
Muhar is south of the
it's
Oasis,
there.
isn't it?
Muhar, yeah, but Muhar and but the Oasis is it's the Tears of Sek over here.
Oh, that's a different Oasis. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's not on the way. I read the map wrong.
Thanks for the follow.
I was gonna
Oh.
say, I'm like, isn't it to the right? I thought I was losing it.
I was
We're not
I was
in the
looking at
Feywild.
Muhar's
Yeah,
Oasis.
Sarah. To the
I
east.
was not looking at Sex Tears.
Yes.
I see.
Sex Tears, by the way, is the name of a punk rock band, I'm sure.
Yes,
Sounds like it.
absolutely yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I
well, then
think
we
we
should
really
go to
need-
Muhar.
Yeah, Muhar first.
If your friend has been found, or dare I say, captured, he will most likely be there, as all newcomers are brought before the High Priest Isu Rekotep.
Have you ever met a newcomer who looks like a bird guy?
No.
She's been here the whole time.
No, but like, you know, like how like she looks like a cat guy and I look like a bear guy. Some people look like bird guys.
I see. So Krieg would be an oddity.
Is he not a bird guy?
Indeed.
He is. That's what I'm
Oh, he
saying.
is. Yeah,
is
okay,
that
he is.
He would be an oddity.
Yeah, so she's never seen a bird guy in this place full of cat guys and other animal guys.
I understand where you're going.
No.
Hey, do you remember any of the old gods looking like a bird guy? That's Tubanemba.
Yeah.
I was like, Ra was like, I'm in class. Like,
Ra and Horus.
I know.
Ra, Horus.
I don't. My
God.
character does not know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She.
Bjorn's dumb as a bag of bricks.
She, despite the fact you're in the open desert here and like you can see for miles, she kind of looks around conspiratorially and she's like, I have seen pictograms of a bird-headed deity, yes, but so are some of the current gods.
Okay, so well, we might want to think about what would happen if a people who worship bird gods look at the guy and see a bird guy. He might be in trouble, or he might be the king of a cult. You know, could go either way.
You're gonna go to full C-3PO. He's like on a throne, like
Yeah,
like carried through the
exactly.
streets.
I apparently represent their ancient god.
And but Ember's like, either way, let us to Mahar with haste.
Yeah. Let's just get on Speed Horse. Let's all get on Speedy the Sandhorse.
Two of you can
Yes.
do that.
Well, what if it's me and one other normal-sized person and one of the normal-sized... Well, hold on. How big is Edgar and Benimba?
If I remember, I am small, so.
Picture
I'm
soccer
about-
ball size.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's
Two
not
soccer balls on top of each other.
It's still quite small.
Probably 3.
Why are we using soccer balls as a measurement?
3 soccer
Alright.
balls.
It's the way forward.
Hold on, let me Google the diameter of a soccer ball.
Edgar, like Benemba looks at you, she's like, so when did you lose your quills?
I'm sorry. I was never born with quills.
Why aren't you wearing your sneakers and your gloves and all your rings?
I'm sorry.
Sonic the Hedgehog reference.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
It took. I totally
John's
wasn't-
face was great though. I was like, I was immediately just disappointed, just like,
Sorry.
John's like,
I was there in blissful ignorance. I could have carried on that way quite happily.
I wouldn't let you.
That's my generation too. Anyway, you see her look aghast. She's like a little pour up to her mouth. I'm sorry. I thought you were a hedge who had befallen a terrible accident. I thought perhaps it was you who sought out Sextius, no?
And then Sarah mentioned her dream, right? If I'm correct.
Sorry, did you mention your dream?
yeah, the one before, right? Or yeah, the palm tree and the oasis and welcoming people and the cool pool. Yes.
Okay, cool. I am no hedge, but in park. However, I have heard of hedges. Sarah, you had them in your dream, yes?
Yes, where we come from, we have a race of humble folk, is what we call them. And I had a dream of a hedge at a cool pool.
Oasis, we call
And there
it.
was oasis. And there was
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
incredibly tall palm tree. Sarah just reaches back and just like smacks. Like just like pushes. I almost said Shez. Stephanie pushes Shez. Pushes Bjorn.
Oh, how did that happen?
Whoa. And is like, there was a really tall palm tree, and everyone there was so welcoming. And there was a hedge.
I see. If it is the same type of folk, I believe they go by a different name here. Perhaps it is a desert variety, I do not know. They are known as the Arena.
Ooh.
Very pretty.
I don't know, I can do with the tea. I'm not saying. Cobalt Press just released their Tome of Heroes. Everyone, do check it out. It's fantastic stuff. We helped playtest some of the new character subclass options in there, which is lots and lots of fun. There's some amazing stuff in there, including several new races, player races. One of which is the desert version of the Hedgehog people, and they are called the Arena.
That's so cool.
I know.
Just, I want to tell the world, like, I had a desert hedge and I saw your vision.
Yeah, yeah. She's Steph had a
cool.
desert version of the Humble Folk Hedge characters, and it was called Tarina. So, it's just
That is really crazy, honestly.
right.
I'm like, I'm really shook. I want them to know the irony, the weird, like,
It's very.
the universe connects. That's really neat.
It's very.
Look, stuff happens that makes you think, you know what? Maybe there is a god, and maybe he's a troll. Maybe he's an absolute troll. He's just putting all these signs right in front of us.
Maybe he plays D&D.
Oh yeah, God definitely plays D&D. We're all just NPCs in God's campaign.
I'm gonna say on the semi.
I sound like a youth pastor. Sound like a fucked up youth pastor.
It does look like it is a bit more of a lean desert version of the hedge, more than Torino was, I think.
It's because our boy Edgar's been
See?
eating all that forest food. He didn't have to go hunting for food in the desert like these guys do.
Indeed. I'm going to show you, so I'm preparing it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar, my man, your desert cousins look a little bit fitter than you. What are you doing, man? What are you like eating on the side? You got snacks? Because I could use some snacks.
Of course. Yes, here. And like
Edgar just has snacks.
you see, you see some like old berries and like some bone shards and like twigs.
I feel like I haven't seen any of these in this entire plane,
It's
in
my
this
challenge.
entire domain.
I carry it from Barovia.
Here we go.
Just pocket peanuts.
Boop.
Just loose peanuts shaking on your bucket.
Whoa!
Oh, God. That is not
Mm-mm.
Sonic
Those
the
hedges
Hedgehog.
are sick.
Oh,
I don't know.
wild.
This guy.
The
is not
juxtaposition to the hairless chest.
cute. Yeah. It's like how like lizard women in fantasy media have boobs, besides the fact that they're not mammals. It's like, I don't think this lizard or this hedgehog should have a ripped man's torso.
There he is.
Like the shape I see, it's just the details on the chest that throw me off. Like I'm like, all right, like yeah, an emaciated,
Yeah,
lean hedge.
He also
Sure.
has like mostly human hands, which I've seen some rodents have, but the feet are just so fucked up.
I can't see the feet. Hold on.
You gotta scroll
But
down
that
to
is
see the feet.
actually, those feet are accurate. As someone who
Hedgehog
has
feet?
owned a hedge, not those legs. Those legs, hedges are not ripped like that, but their little back paws do look like that.
Ah, yeah, but they also have like tiny human hands. Sort of.
Hedges do too. Hedges actually grow fingernails, not claws.
Ugh. Something feels wrong about that.
They're
And
like
also, why
little-
isn't this guy
they're,
blue?
They're just like people's fingernails, where they're like little half. Like
I
they
see
don't
it
grow
now,
out
yeah.
one solid thing. It's just a little skinny, thin thing that grows
Yeah.
over,
Gotcha.
and you have to clip them like human fingernails.
I
Anyway,
googled
sorry.
hedgehog feet, and I'm getting some weird Sonic fan art. I really screwed my fucking search history. Oh my god, I'm
Guys.
ruined
By the
forever.
way,
I'll
quote,
never
Guys,
financially
please.
recover
Dogs
this.
are
quote
barking.
unquote, the enigmatic hedgehog folk trace their history back to the beginning of the world, further back than even elves can trace. Apparently.
Ooh,
So there you go.
that's
Yeah, but
neat.
everyone says that about their culture.
Probably. Okay. So, anyway, you are traveling through the harsh desert sun, and luckily your local friend Benimba here is able to guide you a bit more efficiently than you were doing by yourselves before you met her. And before long, you find yourself cresting over the dunes and slopes that come down, and there is a almost dazzling reflection of the harsh sun off the waters of the Muhar oasis, as you can see it beneath you. And beyond this eastern part of the large oasis, you can see a collection of buildings, starting small on the outskirts and gradually getting larger towards the center as they cluster around the impressive, if foreboding, temple in the center of the the big sprawling mass of buildings. Although it is a little difficult to see any more detail than that because of the heat haze. It's all kind of dancing and waving in the shimmering heat coming off the sands. So, you're Steph.
I don't.
Did you also
I
just
don't
mess up your
know
Google
what I
history?
I don't know
you
what
do?
I did.
What'd you do?
I'm sure I have like a million tabs up. I'm sure a commercial was playing somewhere. I don't know.
Right.
Oh my god.
Nothing questionable here.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But
right.
John's like,
Oh no, I definitely didn't mean to open up all that pornography.
Oops.
dun, dun,
It's a
dun.
pop-up,
It
I
definitely
swear.
sounded questionable. Now I'm like, I just like muted. I just closed the first tab that had a little beaker on it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Alright.
Anyway, as how are you entering and how are you approaching the built-up area here? Are you going to try and be sneaky about it? Like wrap up in the desert clothes that you've been given.
Yeah, do we look like locals now?
You could to an extent. Yeah, I mean, just there are, like Edgar could be a little snooty child.
Yeah, we look like a happy family.
Wait.
Well, I believe it's best to avoid crowded areas. Just do not have too much attention, yes? Benemba, do you have a layout of the city, mayhaps?
It depends. I mean, where do you want to go?
Well, let's pause right here. We can talk about it. Just let me do one thing. And you see Edgar snap, and his eyes immediately go blank.
Oh God.
And he's like, "It's
Hey, that's
okay.
what mine look like.
I just now see from up there." And Edgar can now see at a height of 120 feet in the air.
Oh my God.
Are you
We're using Humblewood.
What is that?
Elevated
Using
sight.
Humblewood elevated sight.
Yeah, it's a good spell.
It's okay.
I lean into
Yes,
Benemba and I
it's
say,
like-
"This is definitely not magic." Wink.
And
Oh, true.
Edgar, with your vantage point in the sky above, you see the clustered buildings below you. Rough-looking kind of slums on the outskirts, and then the almost palatial temple complexes on the shores of the oasis itself. And you can see clearly what your little bastity friend pointed out to be the main temple, that of Esse? I'm not sure.
How do you spell it?
I'll take it.
Esse.
Easy.
I would say essay, I guess.
Esse. Which towers over the rest of the buildings around it, made of limestone, whereas the others are all made of kind of mud bricks and things. And the various buildings and covered walkways and statues that appear around it as well. And Bememba says, if you are looking for your friends, there is something to be said for going to the temple and meeting with the High Priestess.
Well, Bjorn, there could be cults around the temple.
And I love to, just kind of go into places that look like they worship bird gods and be like, "Hey, have you seen a bird guy?" But I look at Asura and I'm like, that might be a little too direct.
We're going to have to speak to someone, and a priestess might as well do. But maybe we won't tip our entire hand.
That's a horribly long link, but it's a good look.
Yeah, I didn't know how to make a tiny link from this
okay.
picture.
That's-
Yeah.
That's fine.
But yeah, that's what I hope Bjorn looks like right now.
It's good. Don't worry, no one has hacked Shiz's account. It is safe to click on that link, everybody. If you wish to
Yeah.
look.
It
You know what I had to do
automatically
to
showed
get
up
this
for me.
picture? I couldn't get this picture off Pinterest, so I had to take a screen cap and then post the picture on a group chat and then get that picture's hot link. I was like,
I like
guys,
how it just
the
looks
internet's
like
hard.
Finally got there.
Shez in like it just looks like you in a
Yeah.
in that costume.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
That's kind of what my beard's doing today too. I don't mind this. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So yes, you make your way down towards that area there. So sorry, what was the verdict there about the temple or being stealthier?
I said that we're gonna have to speak to someone, and it might as well be a priestess.
Mhm.
And we should
But maybe-
definitely try to blend in. That's why I look this dope. I look freaking cool
Right.
today, guys.
And I'm gonna do
Okay.
the same.
And Bowen was like, yes, High Priest Nekotep does insist on meeting newcomers to Harakia. They and most of those devout worshippers here, or those looking for a bigger food ration, spend their time searching for some treasure. We do not know what it is, but our king desperately seeks something that was lost.
Hmm. Intriguing.
So,
Something to keep in the back of the mind.
yes. I feel that if you meet with her, she may try to press you into going on a quest to look for it yourselves.
God, our to-do list is already so long.
We need money. Asar has 12 gold pieces, by the way. Pays back Bjorn, and now I have, how much were each of the things? 2 gold pieces each?
Yeah.
What did we buy again?
The
We bought
desert
the
clothes.
desert clothes,
Oh, right, yeah, okay. 2
was
gold
2
each.
wasn't it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, because I haggled down to like 6 gold or 8 gold. I haggled down to something.
Mhm.
It was 7 for all 5 of the outfits.
Well, that number doesn't evenly divide.
No,
So, oh
but
damn it!
that's
Why did I
what John
haggle?
decided.
Why did I haggle? It was a nice easy 10.
And we had to ruin it. So I'll
I
just
said
give
I
Bjorn
wanted
2
5
gold
gold.
pieces.
Ching!
Hell yeah, Bjorn's eating tonight, baby.
Take the gold piece.
Okay, so you do continue down towards the streets of the city below, and if I can switch over to said streets, you start to come between
Oh my
the
God, a new map?
buildings and into no new map, I'm afraid, no.
No.
But we do have new Sirenscape. So, as you make your way down, this is a bustling city, and you can see people coming and going on business, doing various, going about their chores and doing things there. You can see caravans of sand horses making their way across, down the streets, and
Look, Sandhorse, your brethren.
he's like, I don't know any of them.
They're definitely not as smart as you. You're of unusually high intelligence and loyalty.
Don't you forget it.
Gosh.
This is all telepathic, so I'm afraid.
That
it's gonna-
love
sorry,
is
that-
Telepathic.
that only Bjorn can
Romance.
hear his voice.
The intense bromance I can't handle.
You just lift up. Hoof bump.
Hoof bump. This is the equivalent of being kicked by a donkey.
I thank God Colby's not here.
Takes 2 bludgeoning.
No, I mean his hoof and my foot, and then we do
Yeah.
like a high five, but like with our feet, I guess.
It's a whole elaborate.
Yeah. We worked on it while you were sleeping, but we kind of got a best friend high five now. It's no big deal.
Yeah, Bjorn wasn't on watch at all when he was awake that during the night. He was just doing this with Speedy.
Oh,
the
but
whole
Nimba
time.
was helping. She was giving me ideas and playing her lute.
Indeed.
She's like nocturnal or whatever, because she's a cat.
And as you make your way down into the dusty streets here, and you start to make your way towards the center of the city, yes?
Yes.
Yes, where we think there will be cultists.
Indeed. Okay. As you continue towards the traffic gets busier as you get towards the huge temple of SA, and the throngs of people are moving in that direction very clearly, and you hear people excitedly kind of like chattering amongst themselves. Yes, they found them yesterday. A whole group of them hidden away, right here in the very city. Can you believe it? And then the others are like, oh, it has been so long before anyone was tossed to the mouth of order. It is just what they deserve. Those blasphemous, etc., etc.
I want to see if I can.
Was that Benemba just now?
No, it was other locals.
Oh, okay, good.
It's a regional accent.
If I can, like, hang back from my group of obvious boys and, like, kind of linger near a conversation to see if I can hear more about this feeding of people to things.
Okay, give me a stealth check or a perception check.
Well, you know what I'm doing. Oh, it's only a 16. I rolled a so.
Okay. So, yes, it's still a decent one there. You managed to get close enough to hear quite a lot before they realise that you're kind of leaning in towards them. and they're like, how rude. But yeah, before that...
It's not bad.
Before that happens...
For me it is.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For Sarah it is.
You hear them saying that there has been an uncovering of a plot against the High Priestess. A group of blasphemous believers in false gods have been uncovered, and they are to be given to this mouth of order.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't go to the priestess. Alright, cool. Alright. I'm gonna rejoin everyone walking forward.
Are we close to, like, a city center where there might be, like, underground pubs and taverns and stuff?
Are you looking for somewhere like that, or are you following the crowds towards whatever this event is that's happening?
Well, my thinking is, like, you know, we go to... Oh, wait, there's, like, a whole event going on right now?
Well, everyone's excitedly talking about these people being thrown to the mouth of order.
Oh, well, then, yeah, let's do that. Let's definitely just go with this event.
Okay, you go with the flow.
I thought this was, like, a normal crowd, but yeah, this is an event crowd, yeah.
Is
You always go
there
with the event crowd.
is there like an alleyway or something that I can like the boys into to have a discussion before we continue? Like a very private
Indeed.
alleyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna yoink y'all and be like, hey, so there's talk of sacrifice for people talking about other gods. And Asara looks around, she's like, never do, because we're not blasphemers. But I'm gonna need you guys to not joke around about potential gods like you normally do.
Bjorn is dead
Boring.
serious, and he's like,
I've-
I've never made a joke in my life.
Asara, that's like the exact face.
That was
What,
canon, Edgar.
what you just saw was just like,
I genuinely don't know how they work.
I'm gonna need you to never speak again, Bjorn, while we're in the limits of this city, because we could die.
Kind of rude, but fair. Fair, totally fair.
Mhm.
I get it. Yeah.
Edgar?
Yeah, Edgar, that's enough out of you about the gods.
Can't hear you.
Oh, I was saying hello.
Hello.
There you go.
There you go. I will stay quiet. Yes. The sacrifice, you say, for which god?
don't know a specific one. It seems that blasphemers get fed to the mouth of Rulu, which is not right.
No, Omu.
Omu.
Sorry, Oru. O-R-U.
Oru.
Oru.
Get fed to the mouth of Oru.
Sorry.
Oh,
And
really?
it doesn't sound pleasant. I don't know if it's for any god, but it's for acknowledging other gods. So we only have the gods here, and if we speak of them, we speak in vague terms until we know more about them. And Bjorn doesn't speak at all.
I will pretend like I'm mute bear man.
Fantastic. There is no way that could backfire in the foreseeable future at all. Great. All right, let's
It's
go.
canon now that Bjorn knows sign language, and he also cannot shut up in sign language.
John's like, that's called thieves' cant. And
Yeah.
I don't. Can you speak it?
He cannot.
Bjorn,
I just-
how'd you learn
I-
ASL?
I checked already.
No. It'd be wild if I did, though.
Okay, so
Okay.
this agreed upon, you meet up with Benemra, who's kind of standing at the entrance to the alleyway, just sorting through her pack and kind of blocking the way in.
How polite.
And then you continue, and as you do, the dusty road beneath you becomes limestone flags.
Wait, do we all speak Sylvan?
Flagstones.
Do we all speak Sylvan? I speak Sylvan.
I do not.
Oh. Well,
Hmm.
then I guess we don't have our own secret language.
I speak thieves' cant and Elvish.
Elvish and Sylvan are close enough.
I speak Elvish.
Oh, so we can talk about Bjorn, and then he'll get mad and blurt something out in perfect common.
No. It's like how, if you speak French and you're trying to eavesdrop on someone who speaks Spanish, you kind of know what they're saying.
Sorry,
Is
should have
that
made.
true?
It's true
Spanish
for
and Italian you can do that with.
you can actually-
Yeah.
Italian, yeah, okay.
straight up
I'm
have a
like,
conversation. Yeah.
Shaz, I don't know about French. They count
Yeah.
weird in French.
Yeah, they
Wow.
do. Said someone who lived in Japan.
They say 4 8s for 80.
Yeah.
Or
80.
excuse me, they say 4 20s for 80.
Yes,
It's
80.
interesting.
80. What do you call 80? 80? Like an idiot? It's 420s, dude.
French people were making 420 jokes before it was a meme.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently.
Aw,
Okay.
that's so cute for them.
Hey, very nice. So,
The Canada or California?
you
Never
are starting to get kind of penned in by the press of people making their way through. Everyone's just, dressed in loose-fitting, robes.
Hell yeah, brother.
They are making their way towards the main temple of Ese here, and you start to see large statues lining along the sides of the road. Huge, Egyptian-style statues with, humanoid bodies with the various animal heads, and you think these might be statues of the various children of Anktipot, who are the animal-headed high priests of the communicators with the gods. The high priestess here is apparently a human, according to Bamba. And as you make your way through, you go with the flow of people who are pressing in towards a large courtyard in front of the massive central temple with its vast limestone blocks and making up the walls and the roof of this thing. And there is a raised area in front of the temple with lush green palms in big ceramic pots with various deities and things painted on them. and there is a large collection of cushions and things there, and you can see someone in kind of priestly attire kind of lounging on the cushions and being fanned by people and stuff. And you are just amongst all the people who are kind of like eagerly awaiting whatever has happened here. So, what would you like to do? Are you just waiting, or are you? What are you doing?
Please remind like Edgar kind of whispering. Please remind me why we wanted to see a sacrifice.
I lean in, and I say, like, because, like, what if our main man is here?
Oh, fair point.
And Benemba says, it is not strictly speaking a sacrifice. They are unlikely to be seen again, but it is because they are cast into the labyrinth.
There's a labyrinth?
You heard about that in the Book of the Ways from the Vistani.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, the labyrinth, right.
It is stretches beneath all of Harakia. A vast complex of ancient ruins and caverns beneath the desert.
Well, I suppose it's not guaranteed death, so I guess it's not as bad.
But all of those that enter into the labyrinth are either found dead or not found at all.
Well, okay.
So uncertain death as opposed to certain death.
Mysterious disappearance instead. So,
what must we do? How? If Krieg is up there, we need to have a course of action. Yes.
Can one of you locate the object on something Krieg's got?
Can
I do it?
Such power.
Benemba kind of huddles in like really close to you, Edgar, with the people pressing around you, and says, if your friend has found themselves in a predicament, this is not the place to try and save them. And she gestures with her paw at all of the guards and just, all of the priests and various levels of priests and
The goings
temple
on.
officials here, and the general mood of the crowd as well, that they think this is the right thing to happen, and trying to rise up and save one of the people being thrown into the pit, into the mouth, would most likely result in the entire crowd being against you.
How much time do we have until this whole thing starts?
Oh, it will be any moment. Otherwise, not so many would have already be here.
Okay, well then this is just recon then. We just have to see if he's getting tossed in.
So, my apologies. What have we seen? What the opening looks like to the labyrinth? Anything?
You can attempt to get a better viewpoint or push forward. There is an opening and there is an open space in the center of the courtyard, but there's certainly for Edgar in particular, you cannot see through past all the people.
Can I put Edgar on my shoulders?
And I'll put Benimba on my shoulders.
Yep.
Please, I would like to get on someone's shoulders, please.
Said so begrudgingly, as
Okay,
if we are lifting Mason himself like
Hold
a
on.
baby onto our shoulders.
Let me see how many spell slots I got. I'm gonna.
It's
like,
one for each shoulder.
Oh, no need right now. And he will use his elevated sight.
Shoulders
No.
are free. Shoulders are
true.
free.
The people behind you thank you for that, Edgar. Okay, so yeah, you cast elevated sight again, and once more your vision whooshes up into the air above the courtyard, and you get this bird's eye view of the mass of people crowded in here. And you can see that in the center, in front of the raised dais, there is a circular hole in the ground, and it goes down, and you can see crumbling stonework and columns and walls and things as it goes down into a sandy pit at the bottom with various corridors and things leading off.
Okay.
Yeah, are you returning to yourself after you've seen it?
Yeah, and how... And I'm assuming, like, with how big the crowd is, it's really difficult to get closer to the...
If you wanted to force your way, you could probably make it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try scooching closer.
Okay, you can go athletics or
Okay.
acrobatics.
Okay. I'm going to go with acrobatics, and that's a dirty 20.
Nice. So yeah, you managed to slip and, you know, edge your way through the various people and get closer. And as you arrive at the front, you see the high priest stand up. And she comes to the front of the dais, standing between the two palms at the front, just framed by them, and gestures her arms wide to the crowd. People of Muhar! The faithful among you have once again rooted out those that would topple our sacred order and bring ruin upon Pharaoh's society. And you just hear this just a general from the people there. I can actually show you what our friend looks like here.
Is this the priestess?
It is. And you can see, Edgar, she's undead of some kind. Like, part of her is kind of necrofied.
Gotcha.
As you see High Priest Isu Rekotep addressing the crowd.
Oh.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh. That's cool.
Now, do we see the undead part of her, or is this just like an illusion?
Her right hand, and you wouldn't be able to see her feet from where you are, but yeah, her hand as she holds it wide, you know, half is beginning. It looks like a mummy's hand, or kind of a lich's hand, like your lich buddy.
Yeah, roll it.
I like this cat in the bottom right-hand corner that's just like, are you floating?
Right.
Why is every undead person we meet kind of hot, John? What's the deal with that?
I don't know. It's
John
just-
doesn't make these choices.
How many lich boyfriends do I have to have until you learn?
I mean, it's the age-old conjure, isn't it? How many lich boyfriends make a Tarask jealous? Stay tuned, folks. We will find out. Okay. So, she continues to address the crowd. Some of you may have heard the foul whisperings of these cursed blasphemers. But know this. We, as mouthpieces of the gods, and the gods themselves, watch over Harakia. and all of you are safe beneath their benevolent embrace. And she turns. We shall feed these blasphemers to the mouth of Oru. And she just gestures with her hand. And it's like they don't have pitchforks, but they would be shaking them if they had them. And she's like, bring them forth! And you see a bunch of guards shoving forward a group of individuals who are bound and hooded. And Edgar, being at the front, pushed down to the front there, you see one of them has wings that are bound up behind them. And going by the coloration, you could imagine that it's probably Crick. Your Aarakocra friend.
Okay.
And as they are roughly shoved forward, the priest calls out once more. Behold! I, voice of the immortal Pharaoh, do banish these blasphemers to the labyrinth. Push them in.
So, question.
Yes.
So, at this front, do I still have visibility of this hole?
Say again?
Do I still have the visibility of this hole in the ground for push people?
Yeah, as you push to the front, yeah, but it's at that shallow angle, but yes.
Okay. I would like to wait until they're about to push it in. So, like, I'm holding action. And I'm okay to, like, roll stealth whenever I have to.
What are you holding? What action are you holding?
As they're about to push them in, I want to use Wall of Stone to basically prevent anyone from entering that hole.
It is a wide.
It's a wide hole?
Yeah, I don't think it's
Okay.
Wall of Stone's not going to cut it. I'm afraid it's not big enough.
Gotcha.
I
Sorry.
sneak up behind Edgar and I'm like,
Can I
mission,
create
man.
like
Nico
a
on mission.
semicircle wall?
We will go into the labyrinth, my guy. Don't worry.
Also, you feel a soft paw on your elbow, and Benember comes up next to you and whispers kind of harshly in your ear.
From my shoulder.
just hanging upside down off Bjorn's arm. He's just
Like a cat do, you
flexing.
know.
Yeah. And she whispers to you, Edgar. If that is your friend, do not fear. If he is true of heart and does not possess evil thoughts, the labyrinth will be kinder.
Still doesn't relieve me that well, but I will
Trust me.
hold off.
And
Can we leave this place?
the priest just continues, just like railing to the crowd, just like just going on about the misdeeds of these false believers, and they tear off the hoods of the captives. You can see a collection of humans, a couple of gnolls, and an Aarakocra.
Is it Krieg?
It is.
Oh no!
And the priest, Rekotep, turns to them. Do not worry. The fall shall not kill you. But I cannot promise what the labyrinth has in store for blasphemers such as you. Nevertheless, you would do well not to mingle. Sorry, that's the wrong word. Not to...
Linger?
Linger, thank you. You would do well not to linger in the mouth of Oru. And she gestures around, and you can see spaced around the large hole in the ground, there are crossbowmen with ornate crossbows glinting in the sun of the gold of the fittings on them. And she's like, without further ado, let the labyrinth take them! And there's just a surge of noise around you as all of the people, "Roar, blasphemers! Into the mouth of Oru!" Everyone's just shouting around you, and the guards roughly shove your friend, and his new friends into the open air, and they tumble down. There's a slightly sickening thump as they crunch onto the sands and stones below, but it's only 20 feet or so, nothing fatal. Unfortunately, you cannot see into the depths over the edge of the circle, and everyone's just kind of like, you're leaning forwards, like craning out to try and get a look, but
How far are we from the mouth?
pretty close. There's not. It's not like it doesn't go right up to the edge. You know, there's like a fence kind of around,
Okay.
but there's like 15 feet, and then there's the edge of the hole, like jagged stonework and broken colonnades and things. But you're not sure what's happening over the edge, but it seems like someone did attempt to not go into the labyrinth, as the priest says, "Coward! If you will not face the labyrinth's justice, face ours." And she raises a hand, and all of the crossbows just go.
Can I do a quick mage hand before that happens? I can't, can I?
You can try and do what?
I'm just gonna
Oh no.
I'm gonna real sneakily pull him in to the hole, because he's trying not to go into the hole because he's afraid of what's in the labyrinth. It's better that he falls down into the hole and gets shot by a bunch of arrows, right?
No,
So I'm just gonna try.
someone down in the hole has not gone into the passages off on the side. The crossbows are firing down into the hole. Sorry.
Well, I can't help him now. Can't help him now. He's
And
fucked.
you do hear a scream, but it is not Krieg's voice.
Interesting. I lean into Asura, and I'm like, we could just misty step into the hole.
I grab Bjorn's arm, knowing that if he chooses to Misty Step, I can't really stop him, but I just grab his arm and I lean over and I'm like, no. And
Okay,
I give the crazy mom eyes that are like, I
No.
dare you.
Like, well, alright, fine, we'll get in the hole in other way, I guess. Come on, Edgar, we're gonna go leave this place.
Where are we to go? We are to go to, like, pulls them in closer. We are to go to the High Priestess and ask questions about Krieg's whereabouts. We know.
Well, no, man, all my experience with holes, wink wink, tells me that there's probably an other end to it. So we just find, like, another hole.
Remember?
Yeah, but there are other holes that go into this big hole. Let's go back into an alley. Let's go back into an alley. First. We leave the crowd and go back to an alley.
Yeah, okay. I will grab my people by their wrists. Esmeralda can take care of
Ow.
herself.
You're
And
hurting me.
start leading them out of the throng of people
Whoa,
as they start this.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. As they start, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking for a
As
second,
they
that's it.
start their whisperings, as it
We should go into an alley. Yeah, we should go into an alley.
Benimba looks at you very intense. She's like, "No, you should follow me."
Okay, I follow her.
Yep.
And you can, the crowd is starting to disperse as well now that the spectacle has finished, and the guards start shouting, "Those of you in block 3 and 4, your food rations are available in the temple. The beneficent priest and the gods shall provide for you this day." And you can see some are moving towards the temple, some are moving away. The Kiwi 71. This is homebrew. This is original. This is our homebrew continuation after Curse of Strahd. Our adventurers here are seeking through the other domains of dread to find the spirits of the ladies of the Thanes, so that they can reinstate the Archfey goddesses and remove Barovia from Ravenloft and return it to the material plane. The first spirit that they are seeking is here in Harakir, which is kind of Egyptian-themed domain of dread, and they will be travelling to other domains of dread in the future. Welcome in. Good to see you. So yeah, completely original. Okay. So Edgar is back. No worries, Lee. Good to see you. Yeah, Harakir is great, Kiwi. This is our first time here. So, as you follow Bedemba through the crowds, spilling out into the city once again, you see that she's leading you out towards the slums on the outskirts. And she's like, "I think you should meet my family."
I mean, weird time for meet the parents, but yeah, man, like if they can help and if they got food, you know, I'm down.
I presume it would be nice to be in an area with other allies.
Indeed. I'm sorry we could not save your friend. But as I said,
we will.
he should be okay. If he is smart.
Oh, he's fucked.
Oh, he is. How's it?
So, as you follow her through the hot streets and it starts to go out into the mud brick buildings again, the different kind of feeling about the city and the dusty streets, the sand of the desert spilling into the outskirts here, you follow her through and down some various alleyways. You know, there's like covered walkways and things stretching over the top, and little what's the word I'm looking for? Like the Moroccan like markets, you know, the covered markets.
Bazaars.
Yeah, thank you. There's like the occasional bazaars and things, but not well stocked. So there are goods and like daily like appliances and like tools and things on for sale, but there's not like, you know, big baskets of dates and mounds of spices and things like that. It's not that kind of city. A bit more oppressed and under tyranny than that would, you know, that kind of image of a bazaar. But you do finally reach a quiet area, and Benember knocks on a door, and you hear a voice from inside. Yes. It's Benember. I'm back. I have friends. You vouch for them? I do. She leans into the door. I vouch for them by the old gods.
I say, Benemba, that's a secret thing.
And she pushes as the door starts to open from within. So is this. And she leads you into a shadowy interior. And you are met by what is presumably not her biological family, as they are a human.
So is this your dad or uncle or like I could totally see it.
It is more of a found family, one which I hope you will count amongst your allies, and perhaps even as family someday. If I have any read of you since we met last night, I think these are the folks you should be talking to.
I showed them my to-do list.
Edgar, Azara, Bjorn.
Also, Marin.
Esmeralda.
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 There is another?
We've made it
How
canon.
many
There's a
of you are
Canadian
there?
in this
Human
campaign.
person.
There's a Canadian in this campaign.
She steps over next to the human, who is armed, which you haven't seen anyone in the streets being, with a long, curved dagger and a club on his side. We should introduce ourselves properly. We are the Magi.
I was just talking about the Magi.
I saw.
Oh shit! Damn, dude.
Prediction.
Yeah, I'm an Esper. I don't like to brag about it.
So do you know another way in to the mouth of Oru?
The human chuckles. Yes, we do know most of the ways of the labyrinth, for it is our home.
Cool.
That's so cool.
Many believe the oases to be the only sources of water in Harakir, but unknown to those who are fooled by the false gods, and those who use them to oppress the humble folk of Harakir. They do not know of what lies beneath, for they do not dare trespass into the labyrinth. For people are either found dead or disappear. Those that wish us ill and would report us to the church and the temples and the priests die at our hands. Those that wish to escape and would like to disappear are disappeared by our hand and taken to our home. Down in the labyrinth, there are vast aquifers, and that is where the Magi keep the old gods.
In the Underdark.
That is a curious name for it. I would not call it that.
Well, is it dark and underground?
He looks knowingly at your bastardy friend. Not as it once was. Follow me, my friends. Let us see if we can rescue your messenger of Horus.
Krieg has a horse and he didn't tell us?
Where's the camel, by the
Yes,
way?
I was about to say, where the hell is Speaking of,
Can we have it, Bjorn? Can we have it that Sporlax and Sandhorse are bonding? Like while we've been trying to do this resistance stuff.
Yeah. They're like, I guess parked outside of this hut or this place.
I think. Meanwhile, we just cut to the camel racing circuit on the outskirts of the city, and Sporlax is just like, yeah.
Go, Speedy, go!
Just raking it in.
I'm like, because we like went into town, into a crowd, and pretty sure we couldn't like lead our camel in there. Bjorn's camel, excuse me.
Bjorn, I'm going to say for now, and heading into the labyrinth as I think you might be, you may have had to dispel them for a while.
Yeah, I think I dismissed the camel when we walked in the city, probably.
There's just the long eyelashes of the eyes meet with yours, and you're like, boss, why?
Soon, me brother. Soon, me brother. I will see you soon.
You know.
My goodness.
Don't leave me in the dark place too long, boss.
Do you exist when I'm not summoning you?
Do you live in a state of alive and not?
Oh my goodness.
You are a being of pure spiritual energy.
He's just this big,
Schrodinger's camel.
This big camel grin, and he spits at you as he disappears.
Is that a yes?
No,
Is that a yes or a
adventures of
no?
Snorlax and Speed.
And you, hey buddy, how you doing? And you follow the two Magi here, and as you follow them down sandstone steps, worn and dusty, into the basement below, another Bastetti awaits in the shadows.
What?
And they lift up a section of the floor and reveal a stairway leading down into tunnels beneath the city. Here they are. Hello.
Ooh, that's cool. That's a cool Bastetti.
Oh,
Do these run?
that's so cool.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah. And
Do these run beneath the entire city?
they run beneath the entire country. And you heard that from the Bastani as well. Like every major location, all of the monuments and the pyramids and the city of the dead. You know that the high priests and the children of Agtipot, the otherworldly leaders of the church also use these tunnels. But then there are plenty of unexplored and assumed dangerous parts where the Magi hide away and maintain the old faith.
How do they interact with the mist? Like, do they just like also have a mist under the ground, or do they just cease? Like, if it goes like basically everywhere, it must also go out of the mist, right?
You refer to the storms on the edge of Harakia?
Yeah, for sure, definitely what I was talking about, not the magic barrier between dimensions.
There is nothing.
There's nothing outside the storms?
It is what we are taught. It is death to try to enter them.
Okay,
And
fair.
the labyrinth does appear to extend, but it is cut off by similar storms, even beneath the ground.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of fucking cool when you think about it.
It's not so cool as it shreds your skin if you try to traverse them.
Oh yeah, we definitely don't know anything about that.
That is a very much more unpleasant experience.
I look at Benemba and I'm like, we definitely don't know anything about that for sure.
She... Hang on a second. She looks at you almost like questioningly, and then like sees that you are not wanting to talk about it, and she doesn't say. She turns.
Hell yeah.
She turns.
She can hang.
She turns. She turns to the
Cool.
human. The Basteti here stayed in the building in the city, but the human is leading you through the tunnels here. And they lit a torch as they descended down in
Hey,
Dutch
Dungeons.
Dungeons. Hello, my friends. Welcome. Pleasure to see you. I hope you had a fantastic session, everyone. We are here in the Egyptian-themed domain of Dread Harakir, and they have been led into the labyrinth which lies beneath this entire realm by the discovered secret guardians of the old gods, the Magi.
They're the same Magi from the Mummy.
They do. I think the guy does have like the similar like kind of cheek tattoos and things. Yeah, that kind of style. That look. Oh, awesome, Dutch Dungeons. I hope you had a great session, everyone. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. We've got a giveaway going on. CZRPG's fantastic one-shot location, Rockfort. I think we got the name right there. Exclamation mark enter in chat for the chance to win. I'm going to be drawing the winners before too long.
What makes it a Dutch version of Twitch Plays D&D?
It was in Dutch, I assume.
Well, hold on. Like, there could be other things. I assumed it was in Dutch.
Everyone pays the same.
Everyone has healthcare.
John, that is by far the fastest, like,
That was very
fringe joke you've ever made, and I love it.
You're welcome. Okay, and everyone, if you're not following us, do follow us and help us on our way to 1,500 people. Fantastic. And you can jump into our followers Discord and share other. Everyone holds tulips.
Tulips. And everyone
I
is
see.
freed by Canadian soldiers when the Huns came.
Wow. Okay. Good.
Yeah, there's a reason why we get a bunch of tulips from the Dutch every year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Is that
not to brag.
around the November time?
Yeah,
Right.
around Flanders Field. We have shit tons of tulips. You guys can definitely stop with the tulips.
have you been down to Kyushu yet, Bjorn? Here
No, I'm going-
here in Japan.
I'm going in August, actually.
Okay.
I'm doing 7 days.
If you want some nice Dutch culture and some nice cheese, you can head to House Ten Bus down there.
We will not make it to House 10 Bus, but I have heard of it.
I went there.
And we're doing 7 days. We're hitting the major city in each prefecture.
Awesome.
The issue is there's 9 prefectures. No, there's 8 prefectures or something like that.
That's gonna be
And
great.
so like some of them are passed through cities.
So
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Um,
hot as hell because August.
yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you for the follows, Mustachio. Yeah, everyone, please do jump in there. You can share your projects, what's going on with you, and everything that's happening, and see what's happening with us here. This week, I was hit by a spark of inspiration for a new mini campaign, which is going to be rolling in as soon as Icewind Dale wraps up, and our Icewind Dale Frostmaiden adventurers are about to take on the final big bad. So that is going to be happening quite soon. The first evil party of adventurers in the Wikiverse. So do keep
that sounds
your
like
eyes
fun.
and ears open for that.
I want to be evil.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
And it is going to
Nice.
have some big repercussions for the Wikiverse. Do
No.
Robojacks.
No, I don't like it anymore.
Nothing personal.
Oh, which
Edgar, the
canon
Dice
characters are
Gods
gonna die?
said so.
Dude, why would you do that to us?
Robojacks.
Give us advantage and give John disadvantage. Come on.
Thank you, Robojacks.
Be on the player's side.
Okay, so yeah, everyone jump in that giveaway and you can get some fantastic CGRPG goodies sent to you, digital stuff, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Jump on in there and check out CGRPG while you're at it. And also, do check out our cool coupons that we've got going for Phoenix Dice and Nathrax 3D Minis too. There's it took a moment, but I got there. Okay, my friends. So, as you, yes, Benemba seems to read your kind of thoughts there, Bjorn, and does not mention traveling through the mists. And she turns to this human Magi that's traveling with you. Let me bring them back up again. Sorry, I lost Roll20 from it. I accidentally closed my window. Sorry, folks, you saw a bit of a mess up there for a moment. Let's bring this fella back. Here he is.
Oh yeah.
And she. Oh, they do have the cool tattoos. The kind of the well, it's like not tattoos, like the scarring, like the intentional, like decorative scarring.
Yeah.
And
That's
cool. Benember turns to him, and she says, she's like, Kafele, their friend was cast into the mouth of Oru. We must find him before something else does. And Kafele turns and locks eyes with. He looks to each of you, and then returns to Asara.
Where?
Do not
I don't have
worry.
eyes. You're like
For stasis.
I'm still wearing those like
Oh
It's
my
cool,
god,
like
that's
leather.
I
Yeah.
keep
Eclipse
forgetting
glasses, yeah.
that you are horrific, right?
Wow.
fucking rude, but all right. That's why I have the cool glasses, or not glasses, the cool eclipse visor.
Yeah. Those ancient, leather ones, yeah. And he looks at you, he's like, my friend, you do not need those down here.
I need them for everyone else's comfort.
It's true.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I lower them and then I wink.
It is fascinating, and yet you see.
Yeah, like if I literally can't see through my hands, so it's like they still work like normal eyes.
Fascinating. You are interesting travelers.
No, we're totally normal. We're just, some totally chill, normal people from this side of the mist.
Cheers, Dutch. Thanks for the raid.
No, that's not normal. Don't let him. That's unusual.
I see.
Wouldn't it be funny if it were just
That's-
illusion magic and you've had your eyes the whole time, but it's like just an illusion that you have no eyes?
But it's like I can put
Glitch
my
is-
fingers in my
Glitch is
sockets
playing a
and like
prank.
there's like nothing there.
Okay.
Gross.
Be careful. I'm gonna have like a giant or something later on. Just like grab you like a bowling ball and throw you. You wanna watch out.
No.
Anyway, you follow on after Kafele and Benemba, and he turns. He's like, "We will find your friend. Do not worry."
And now I feel relieved. There we go.
But we must beware those that were cast in with him. It is as we suspected, Benembe. And she's like, yes. One of the false cults. It is one of the reasons we have to stay hidden.
What makes a cult real and false?
A misimagining of the old ways. They believe in sacrifice.
Theoretically, any imagining of the old ways is a cult.
It is the misbelief of these ones that sacrifice and blood given will bring back the gods. But that-
Blood cult. Those guys suck.
Yes, so not only the dangers of the labyrinth, but also any of the cultists which survived will probably also after your friend, attempting to spill his blood to their god and give them protection from the labyrinth. And Kafele is like, it is us Magi that they will need the protection from.
Let's get them.
Yes. And he just draws out that studded club that he's got there and just like spins it as he marches down the corridor here. And this corridor that you're in here, you're still relatively close to the surface, so you can see that the way that it's laid out is this used to be an alleyway. And it feels like this labyrinth layer underneath her here is just made up of natural caverns, yes, but also just the sunken ruins of failed civilization after failed civilization. And there are columns and doorways and things, but just with solid, like earth behind them and soil and sand, compacted sand and things spilling out of them. As you make your way down these old, forgotten streets, and as you disappear into the labyrinth in search of Krieg, I think we shall disappear for this week, as it's nearly midnight here.
Is it that time already?
It is.
Oh my goodness.
It is
That time of night.
So, a massive thank you for the follows, all of the subs, the gifted subs as well, thank you so much, and those raids coming in, thank you, absolutely wonderful. We are going to wrap things up here, let you know what's coming up on the channel through this week, and say goodbye to our friends here, and then we will be drawing our winner. So if you are not already, please jump in that giveaway, ! Enter there for your chance to win the fantastic one-shot location of Rockfort from CZRPG, which will be heading out to you. You can drop it into your campaign or use it as a one-shot. Excellent encounter design and all sorts of beautiful maps and things, everything you need to run it. Please do jump on in if you're wanting to grab that for you or a DM in your life. Now, we will be back here before too long with Asara in a different guise as we return to the Feywild, and we return to the second part of Rizmir as they have moved on into that second part of the adventure, and they are travelling towards the goblin village of Terrace Town, and they are going to be looking for one of their friends' parents who are there. Hey, Roof! And thank you everyone. Thank you for the kind words. And they are going to be heading towards the Floating Isles, the lair of the Jabberwock. So we shall see
That sounds pretty cool.
how they go as they head off in that general direction, and are looking to gather some of the magical ingredients that can be found there so that the pixies can defend our fairy rogue friends' family home from the evil goblins and redcaps and all of the minions of Scabatha Nightshade, the hag in charge of this part.
Terrible, terrible woman. Hag.
Indeed.
Not a woman.
Hag. Thank you, everybody.
It's 2022, you guys. I can't believe you're saying this stuff.
Then that'll bring us on to Saturday as we rejoin our Candlekeep Mysteries crew. They are in the deserted mining town up deep in the mountains, the Cloud Peak Mountains south of Candlekeep, and they are trying to discover what has befallen the town there, why the mysterious disappearances, and what is it that lurks in the darkness there. And that'll bring us round to next week when we are hurtling towards the final showdown against Auril the Frostmaiden herself, the demigod of Winter's Wrath, has going to meet her match or destroy these puny adventurers for daring impede upon her lair. We shall see just how that plays out as we go into the finale of Rime of the Frostmaiden next week. And then that'll bring us all the way around to our Out of the Abyss friends, delving as they are into a haunted monastery in the opposite side of the Spine of the World Mountains, and back here to Harak here. In the meantime, Stephanie, where can people find cool stuff that you're doing?
If you go to Vexed Vending on Instagram, we are a creative vending machine that deals local art, stuff we make, and thrifted finds. You can find all kinds of cool goodies in them. And if you're not local to our area, there are creative vending machines all over the US, some in Australia, and one in the UK I have found now. So
Hey.
please follow us for cool stories about where you can find those in your area.
Awesome sauce. Thank you very much. And we will wrap things up there, my friends. So, last chance there, gone for our giveaway. I need to refresh that. There are more people in that giveaway than are on my screen at the moment. Sorry, folks, 2 seconds. Last chance. And we're going to dive in onto the wire here. Okay, yes, there we go, that's everybody. Right, okay, here we go, folks, closing up today's giveaway. Okay, so our prize for today from CCRPG is going to Papa Dragon. Congratulations, my friend. You rolled a natural 1 on your check there, but not a natural 1 in the giveaway. I think the giveaway felt sympathy for your nat 1 there. Okay, congratulations, Papa. Enjoy. I'll be sending that to you very, very soon, apparently. Okay, so congratulations
Perfectly
there.
balanced.
Thank you to everyone who joined us today. An absolute pleasure as always, and we hope to see you again very, very soon as we continue on our adventures. So, let's see who is on at the moment. None of our stream team are on. Let's see if... Let's have a look here. Okay. Let's head over to someone new. L2S Entertainment. We have here someone doing some Dungeons and Dragons. So let's go and say hello. Let them know where you came from, folks. Let those phoenixes fly. Get yourself some of those channel points. Stock up those dream pies to help our adventurers on their quests as they continue into Harakir here. And we shall see you all again very, very soon. So, you know how it goes, folks. Stick around for that raid if you've got them. Let those phoenixes fly. But till next time, as we like to say around these parts, oyasumi nasai.
Oyasumi
Yeah.
Oyasumi.
To me.
Sleep for 1,000 years.